Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Captain's Corner podcast. Today is Thursday, November 21st, and we are in Studio 73, sponsored by Suffolk and the Hub. Today I am here, lucky, with my co-host Thomas Dempsey.
How are you, everybody? It's been another exciting few weeks for Suffolk Athletics. As mentioned in our last podcast, our men's soccer team was competing in the first ever CNE Championship, where they beat Roger Williams to advance to the national tournament for Division III men's soccer. So congratulations to the men's soccer team. Now highlighting the winter sports are starting up with women's basketball. They're currently 4-1 with a big hot start. They have Riviera before they go on Thanksgiving break, whereas the men's basketball team is currently 2-1 with two upcoming games. The women's ice hockey team is 2-5. They have Framingham State and University of New England before their Thanksgiving break, and the men's ice hockey team is currently 3-2-1 with it home and home versus University of New England this weekend and Colby College this upcoming Tuesday. It is our privilege to welcome our guest today, Ryan Chamberlain of the men's soccer team, the CNE Championship. Ryan, thank you so much for coming today. How are you doing? How's your week been?
Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me. I'm really excited about this opportunity. And I mean, really, since that game against Roger Williams, it's been all good vibes on this men's soccer team. We've been having a good time. Going to the national tournament was a great experience. I mean, I'm happy to talk about it here today.
Lovely. Thanks for coming on again. We're really happy to have you. So just give us a little rundown with this past week. I believe the championship was on the 9th, that Saturday. Maybe even a rundown for people that don't know how the game went, how it unfolded, because it was a thriller towards the end there.
So, I mean, going back to the night before, the Friday, our senior leaders did a great job. They had everyone at their apartment. We did a team pasta party. I think that one really set the tone, especially off the back of a good win against Western New England in the semifinals, which finished 1-0, another exciting game. But having that momentum, having the senior leadership with the experience, having been to a final before my freshman year in 2022, we knew that we had to take all the precautionary right steps, and this time the expectation was to win it. We weren't just happy to be there. So having been in the championship, I mean, that game, as you said, was a thriller. We went down 1-0, or the first half ended 0-0, and we didn't have a single shot. So there definitely were some signs of concern, but we were still confident ourselves and we knew what we could do. Second half, we gave up a goal pretty early on, and from there we were definitely chasing the game for a while. They're a tough team to play against, Roger Williams. They have really strong midfielders, strong defenders, so getting a goal wasn't easy, but it was funny. I mean, for the past 3 years, a big piece of our entire game has been set pieces and our long throwing specifically, usually by Tommy Handelsman, number 6. But really having it come full circle, we hadn't scored one all season. But having it come full circle, we got our goal against Roger off of a long throw-in, and Brady Sorensen, our striker, again a senior, I mean, great header into the back corner.
Awesome.
And got us there 1-1. Extra time was nervy. No one scored. But in extra time as well for the soccer season, it goes to golden goal, so the first team to score wins.
Wow.
So that's a big piece as well. So it's a big tactics game from there. You don't want to give up a goal, but you also can't give up a goal. You want to be the one that scores it.
Right.
So finding the right balance is tough, but I mean, we did it. We got through 0-0, and then in penalties, we had full faith. In penalties, we subbed out our goalkeeper, Nathan Harlow, who won player of the tournament in the conference, and put in our backup. His name is Mateo.
Awesome.
Who I think he's featured in 3 games before that, and he stepped up big time. He saved 3 penalties, and he was a massive factor in bringing home the trophy. I mean, I really don't think we could have done without him.
Awesome. That's very exciting to hear. It sounds like it's quite the up and down kind of game, especially in that second half. And I'm sure that golden goal, the extra time, is, you said it kind of best, finding that balance of being aggressive but not too aggressive, giving up that goal. So I'm sure your senior leaders, the leaders on the team, were kind of leading the way in that and keeping a good head on their shoulders, keeping things even keel. That's great. So moving on to more kind of generalistics about the soccer program, could you tell us a little bit about your week-to-week schedule, what it's like, what time you practice, what time you have class, how many games do you have per week in season? Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, totally. So going back all the way to the beginning of preseason, our move-in date is early. We move in this year, I believe it was August 17th, so that takes off,
Yeah.
compared to everyone else really at the school, it takes off 3 weeks of our summer. But I mean, everyone comes in ready to go. We ran our fitness test on the first day we were there, so
Wow.
no time to get back into shape. The expectation was that everyone was coming here in shape and ready to win a championship.
Yep.
So we did the Stanford University's fitness test, which was not easy, but overall results were very promising. Preseason was a grind, especially when it's 95 degrees out every day.
Yeah.
And
It's no fun.
no, not at all. But we got through. Team spirits were high the entire way.
Good.
I mean, this was the first year I fully think that everyone was playing for each other and had the unanimous goal, and I think we kind of put our personal goals aside for this one. And I mean, the work showed in the end. But so once preseason's over and classes are starting, we start games usually either Tuesday or Wednesday night, and then usually Saturday during the day.
Okay.
So another thing is that we practice and play in East Boston, which takes a while to get over to, usually half an hour to and from. So that really takes up, we practice for 2 hours, 12 to 2 every day. So really you're eating up a 4-hour block in the middle of the day, which is definitely tough and makes it harder for everyone to build schedules, get to class, have a favorable schedule. But I mean, these really are the sacrifices that we all make for the program. We know what we're getting into coming into it. But personally, this semester I'm taking 6 classes, and it was definitely tough to balance in season.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's a heavy workload for sure. But I mean, the classes are there. The professors are always looking out for you as well, which is good to know. I mean, they want the athletics to do well. They want you to do well in class. They are working with everyone to make sure everyone succeeds. So having cooperative professors is definitely a big bonus as well. Practice every day, like I said, 12 to 2. It's a grind. It's a lot. We're playing or practicing 6 days a week with Sundays off. So it's usually 4 practices with 2 games each week. It takes a toll on your body, it takes a toll on your mental for sure, but
Totally.
I mean, that Sunday off and like the feeling when you're winning on a Saturday and winning on a Wednesday and you get to go to class the next day, like it definitely puts you in good spirits and it keeps you motivated and wanting to move forward.
Definitely. Everything's easier when you're winning, and it definitely feels a lot
Definitely.
better. Do you have any like time management, like kind of like quirks you like to do for yourself? Do you make lists like in the morning what you have to do that day? Like how do you kind of stay on top of 6 classes and balancing kind of 6 times on the pitch a week?
The Canvas to-do list is my best friend. I kind of look at that, I see the due dates. I have a mental note of when everything's due, when I need to get stuff done by. So, I mean, I don't really have anything too niche or like particular, but I get it done. I don't have the best time management skills, but made it this far.
Awesome.
Google Calendar is a huge one too.
Yep.
I hopped on that this year. Going back, some of these photos are obviously incredible. There you are there now. So once you guys won the CNE, go through the kind of like, you guys had the watch party for the national tournament. That was really cool. I know, how many seniors did you guys have on the team this year?
This year, I don't remember the exact number. I want to say it was somewhere in the region of like, from people that have been here all 4 years, give or take 12, plus another 3 to 5 who have come in along the way and are graduating now. So we are graduating around 15 people, give or take.
Wow.
So
Yeah, and your roster size is right around like
we sit at 37 right now.
37.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's definitely a deep
Yeah,
roster. It
Yeah.
makes it tough sometimes because obviously all 37 of those people want to play and be on the field, but there are only 11 spots at a time.
Right.
So, like I touched on before with the personal goals versus team goals, I think with this, like I said, was the first time that I've really seen everyone, myself included, be able to put their like personal goals and like aspirations to the side and understand that they need to make sacrifices for the team, and that showing up to practice and bringing effort and good energy every day was a massive contributor in us achieving what we were hoping to.
Absolutely, yeah. That culture is contagious when everybody is buying into what the coach is saying and playing for each other and playing for Suffolk. And I don't know, I really think that's what Suffolk Athletics is all about, is playing for that logo on your shirt and playing for the guys that you're working hard with on a daily basis. It really means a lot to me. It means a lot to the whole program. Like I see Ryan, like something happened to Ryan during a game, like obviously, I got his back. If someone, hits him, I'm gonna hit that guy, hit Ryan. Like we play for each other, and
Absolutely.
a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. You spend a lot of time with these guys, so these relationships, making sure everyone's on the same page is super important. It sounds like your soccer program here did a great job of building that culture where everyone's buying in, and it really paid off in the end. And I think that's a great learning lesson for all, is putting your personal goals aside and playing for each other. I think that's super important. So, to my understanding, the soccer program at Suffolk here has come a long way. Could you tell us a little bit about, what the Suffolk soccer program was like a few years ago and kind of the trajectory it looks like it's on now, and how far it's come?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I was getting recruited back it was 2022 that I came in as a freshman. So during that time, like during their 2021 season, the year before I got here, the team was knocked out in the play-in game into playoffs. So I think that means they finished as the 8th seed in the what was then the CCC. So I give a lot of credit to our coach, Bill Maddock, because he did an incredible job in recruiting the right personalities and the right level of talent that were all going to mesh together and create the product that we have now. But going back, so in 2022 for that season, we were ranked as the 7th ranked team in the preseason poll. And that year we ended up in regular season as the 4th seed and ended up in the conference championship for the first time then. So we very much overachieved what we were ranked to do. We knew we were a better team than the 7th ranked team. We all had the confidence coming in for sure. And then last year in 2023, we were ranked as the 4th place team in preseason polls, and then finished in the 4th seed while going to the conference semifinals to be knocked out in penalties then against Western New England. And then this year, it was a great feeling as well. I'm just going to double back because in the semifinals, like I said, we were able to knock out Western New England, who got our number last year. And in the championship, we got our revenge on Roger Williams from my freshman year back in 2022.
Good.
So seeing the program come from what it was, a team that was barely scraping into playoffs the year before I got here, into the program that it is now, where we're winning championships and being drawn in the national pool with the best 64 teams in the country, really is an incredible feeling. And I only see this program trending upwards from there.
That's awesome. Congratulations. It's probably a great feeling. Like, I don't know, winning is obviously great, but I really like the point that you said about your coach bringing in the right personalities. I always think about Herb Brooks and his coaching philosophy, and how he wasn't necessarily looking for the best players, he's looking for the right players, and I think that speaks a lot to the program at Suffolk and kind of the direction that's heading. I'm also curious about, you studied abroad last semester as a student athlete. Yep. I just wanted to hear about your experience studying abroad through Suffolk University's Madrid school, and kind of what that was like for you, and being abroad in a foreign place with some of your teammates. That must have been pretty cool.
So what was awesome was that I went over with 8 other of my teammates. So there were 9 of us total, which was awesome because I didn't really have to worry about, I didn't have to really put myself out there and make new friends. It wasn't feeling like I was starting all over at a new campus, given it was a Suffolk Madrid campus. So it was nice having that comfort level, and having friends off the bat over there with me was great. And I roomed with my teammate, Carter Van Buskirk.
Awesome.
So that was awesome as well. Being over there was incredible, especially in what is such like a soccer-oriented culture as well in Spain.
Yeah, it's awesome.
We were a 20-minute walk from the Santiago Bernabeu, which is a stadium in which Real Madrid plays. One probably the most famous and recognized team in the world. Mm-hmm. So just having being immersed in that culture and seeing how important soccer is firsthand over there was awesome, just from an athletic perspective. From an academic perspective, the courses were challenging. The professors were very impressive over there as well. They're all none of them really spoke English as their first language, but they're able to teach us to a proficient level in a foreign language to them, which I think says numbers about their levels of intelligence.
Absolutely.
What were the classes like there? Were they kind of I want to see what they're kind of compared to here in Boston and Suffolk?
They're actually surprisingly similar. So my schedule over there, I took Spanish, which is required for all students that were at the Madrid campus in some capacity, depending on your level that you came in with.
Okay.
I took business law and ethics as well, with a professor who in Spain held his own law firm after studying over here at Harvard Law.
Awesome.
So he was very impressive. I clicked well with him. I took a science course as well to satisfy that credit.
Awesome.
And then I took an intercultural communications class because I thought it was going to be interesting to take that abroad. And I definitely don't regret taking it.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you mind telling us a little bit about your major, by the way? And you're in the Sawyer Business School, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And just kind of tell us about your experience in Boston as well.
Yep. So I am a sports marketing major with a business law minor. So I guess my end goal at the end of the day, before I really dive into the courses or like what I'm doing now, my end goal is to go into like sports agency and represent like just basically work in the sports and entertainment industry in some capacity.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But I mean the courses here have really set me up for that. I found every course I've taken, especially in the business school, to be beneficial in its own right, and like I've made great connections from it. I know Ryan and I freshman year took a course with Professor George Moker. That was our business introductions course. And yeah, shout out. But like that course itself, that was my first semester freshman year, set me up and it gave me like insight to what the entire business school is going to look like, what the expectations were. And I mean, he was not an easy grade. I'm sure Ryan would agree with that. He definitely pushed us to get the best out of ourselves. But I mean, I don't know if I would be as comfortable in the school, in the Story Business School, as I would be without like that class and him specifically. Awesome. So it's like making the connection that I have in the business school has been just as important to me as taking the courses themselves.
Yeah.
That's great.
I definitely think that class was like the perfect intro to college and to the business world. Everything was, you know, laid out right in front of you. The class almost felt like you were at work. And
absolutely.
It was cool in that aspect. Not a lot of people know, but we're all juniors, so we've been in classes together throughout our time here. I wanted to ask you, you're from Connecticut. I heard a little rumor that your sister might be getting recruited here. If you want to talk about that, that's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
A legacy moment.
Future
I'm excited
Ram.
to share that. Yeah, so my sister Olivia Chamberlain has just committed this past weekend to Suffolk University's women's soccer team.
Nice.
So I'm excited for her.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's great.
Yeah, I am really excited for her. I mean, I was never too involved in her process. It was just a matter of coincidence, really, that she was being recruited by Suffolk. I didn't want to like make a decision for her. I didn't want to give her anything like, you should do this, you shouldn't do that. I wanted to let her take her own journey for getting recruited, because it's a stressful journey, but I'm sure you'd agree it's rewarding and satisfying. It feels good when you're able to do it yourself.
Absolutely.
And like have it done. But no, I mean, I feel like the women's team especially is on a similar trajectory to the point that we were at when I was coming in. I definitely see like our team reflecting theirs. They also have a newer coach. I don't know exactly what year Coach Ellie came in, but I know she's on the newer side. And I mean, she's done a lot with that program. She's made them a competitive team. They were also in the conference semifinals last year. They're going on an upward trend for sure. I'm excited to see what my sister can do here and see how she can help the program hopefully also reach a conference championship.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
A little history repeats itself moment, hopefully.
Yeah.
It's real cool.
That's great. Could you tell us a little bit about how you ended up at Suffolk? Like what that decision was like, where else you were considering, and then what kind of gave the final stamp of approval for you?
So during my recruiting process, I was getting recruited primarily by CCC teams actually as well at the time. I was speaking a lot to Salve Regina's coach at the time, and actually funny enough, the reason I ended up at Suffolk, I was invited to and went to an ID camp hosted by Endicott Soccer.
Oh, wow.
So I went up there with the expectation of meeting their coach, playing in front of him. But when I was there, I was lucky enough to have Coach Maddock assigned to what was my team on the day there. And I mean, I played well. I showed what I could do there, and Coach Maddock was impressed, had me over here, and I realized very quickly that like being in the city and being at this school was far better for me as a person, for my athletic career, for my academic career. And I don't regret that choice for a second. It feels even better that we've beaten Endicott
awesome.
4 times now.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
It's really cool. Just lastly, wanted to ask the last question. Dempsey and I both live in the North End. Suffolk's right in the downtown Boston. Where do you live, and what does a pasta party look like for you guys as a team before game day?
So I live in Beacon Hill currently with 2 teammates and 1 other roommate as well. And so we have a 2-story floor there. It's great. All 4 of us coexist very well. We're all really good friends. It's been a great time.
Awesome.
They're all seniors as well, so they've been there for a year extra, and I just moved in.
Awesome.
But a lot of the soccer older guys, they all live in East Boston. So we take advantage of, like, they have more space in their areas. Most of them have a yard attached to their apartments.
Yeah.
So for a lot of team events, we'll head over there to East Boston. Like I said, they set up a pasta party for us before the championship game. We played a team Jeopardy over there.
Awesome.
It was awesome. It's like a lot of good team vibes, a good place for us to all go hang out in a good safe space.
Yeah, well, we thank you for coming on today, and once again, we just want to congratulate you guys, obviously Suffolk men's soccer. Congrats on the championship, really cool stuff. And thank you guys for tuning in today, Thomas and I, weekly episodes. Ryan, thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Happy
really
Thanksgiving, everybody. It's a great time to be with your family and friends, and just kind of enjoy the moment and show a lot of gratitude. Thank you, Jerry and Suffolk and the Hub and Studio 73. We appreciate all that you do for us in this podcast. Thank you again, Ryan, and congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.